Hello, you guys. Welcome back to another podcast. I know.
You can't say another podcast because it's the first episode.
No, it's the second one. I did one
Woo.
with me.
Oh.
Yeah, my guest phone up. But welcome to the second episode of the Shameless Talk. It's been a while, but I am so happy to introduce the first ever guest to the Shameless Talk, Eddie.
Hi guys.
All right, I'm gonna give him his mic right now. Give me a second. It's charging.
Oh, this is my mic. Okay.
So in today's podcast, we are just gonna talk about how it was for you, like coming out and stuff like that.
Oh, so we started spicy.
We started spicy as it is.
Um.
So the first question for you that I have is, how do you gain and keep so much confidence? Because as me, I've been around you almost every single day because of school. I consider you like a very confident person. So I was wondering, like, what do you have? Like, what is it that you like helps you be like that?
Well, honestly, there's a lot of days where I'm not confident at all.
Of course.
But I feel like I just have this image, and everybody sees me as this like happy, jolly, pretty person.
Mm-hmm.
So I just feel like I have to keep up with that so that people don't feel like, oh, like.
Yeah. No, I get you.
Oh, let me use this hand because this hand, these nails is not done.
But yeah, like, what was it that made you even want to keep up with this image in the first place?
Because for me in middle school, I was like really self conscious. In middle school, I was really self conscious. Wait, am I supposed to be looking at you or
You
the
could
phone?
do both. You could do both. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Get comfortable.
So in middle school, yeah, like I was saying, in middle school, I was really self conscious because I wanted to be somebody, but then again, I was scared of what the world would think of me. So I was like really like in a bubble.
Yeah.
And then and high school, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna be my authentic self.
Period.
And so that's what I was. And then people started loving me for that. And then I just felt like, oh, now I gotta keep up with this. If I'm having a bad day, I can't let people see me having a bad day.
But I think you should. I feel like we're all humans, and it's something that's very known. Like, we're not gonna be perfect all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay to have bad days. I have a bunch of bad days.
Yeah,
and it's okay.
do.
It's okay.
But I just don't like.
You just like portraying that.
Yeah.
Okay. So then we're gonna lead on to our next question. I think this one kind of goes with the same that we just like spoke about. Like, how do you become an outgoing person? You know, because I feel like some of us want to be this person, want to like put out this energy, but some of us are just so shy and like in our bubble, or like we're not around the right people. So like, what do you feel contributes to being an outgoing person?
I just feel like you are who you are, and if you're not an outgoing person, you can't force yourself to be an outgoing person. For me, it's just really natural. That's just how I am.
Yeah, 100%.
And not a lot of people can try to like replicate that because then it's gonna feel forced. You're gonna know it's forced.
So there you have it. Be yourselves, and if you're not an outgoing person, that's okay.
It's okay to be not because I have a lot of friends that are not outgoing. It's okay to be the introvert or the whatever.
Okay, so these two are kind of similar. How to deal with insecurity and how do you overcome fear of being judged? Because I feel like us now as like teenagers, especially in high school, there's so much people judging us. There's so many people wanting to know this, wanting to know that, and it's just like you kind of have to like, oh, but if I do this, then it's gonna be like that's this. If I don't do it, then I'm gonna be like that as this. So it's like, what do you do?
Everybody's gonna judge. I judge. Shimmer judges.
Oops.
Everybody judges.
Yeah.
But it's like what you do with that judgment. Because a lot of people are openly judgmental. I'm not. I don't feel like. That's a lie. Actually, it's not a lie. I feel like I am, and I'm not. There's some instances where I will judge openly. Like I will let people hear my judgments because I honestly don't care. And I guess that goes into the about the first question.
How to deal with insecurity?
No, the other one.
How do you become an ongoing person? How do you keep and gain your confidence? That one, yeah. How to overcome the fear of being judged.
Yeah, I used to get judged a lot.
Yeah, everybody's gonna get judged because at the end of the day, you cannot please everybody. You can do this, you're gonna please somebody, but another person's gonna be left behind, and you're not gonna please them. So you just have to live your life in the fact of you don't like it. Okay, it's not you doing it. Why do you care? You are the person that controls your life. You're the person that has power over your life. And if you let everybody over here try to change you because you feel judged or like you shouldn't be doing that, you're not living for you. You're living for somebody else. So
and that's the problem with a lot of people. They like to live for other people.
And that's how you end up unhappy.
Yeah. I personally don't care. If you don't like me, then that's not my problem. That's your problem. Right. Because I love me.
Period. Say it louder.
I love me.
Yes. I think a lot of us, honestly, and I say this in all trueness, like a lot of us need to know what self-love is. And I feel like a lot of us do lack us. And I can say I before lacked that.
Me too.
I lacked that so much. Damn.
And that's because I let people judgments get the best of me. But I don't care.
Yeah, I think it's so important to live for yourself. And I mean this 100%. You need to live for yourself because you're the one that has power over your life. You're the one that has control over your life. If somebody doesn't like what you're doing, so what? It's not their life. It's not. Why do you care? Why should you care what somebody else has to say about you? It's not you.
And that goes back to the question of how to deal with insecurities. In order to deal with insecurities, you need to love yourself. If you don't love yourself, the insecurities is just gonna be. Yeah. You're just gonna keep on being insecure.
And one thing back to that, like insecurity, like you can be insecure about one thing and then you get over it and it's gonna be insecure about something else. So it's like you have to learn how to really truly love and appreciate yourself because once that happens, you're unstoppable. I'll tell you that now. Nobody can stop you.
And the only way people gonna be able to see the side of you if you let them. Yeah. Don't let nobody see.
Don't let nobody see that because they're gonna use that against you. They're gonna see that as I can get at her for that. I can use that against her. No, baby, you can't. Who you think you are?
Right.
Okay. I'm already loving this so much.
I just really like how pink on pink.
Pink on pink, period. And this wasn't even planned. Yeah. This wasn't even planned. So it's just we're just there mentally, you know what I'm saying? Okay, this one is like a lot deeper. You know, as long as you're comfortable, of course. How was it coming out? Since you are openly gay. How was it coming out to your family, to your friends, to yourself? Accepting that you were part of that community.
Well, so I was been knowing since like 5th grade. Fifth grade, and it was just a secret. I tried dating this boy in 6th grade, but I
didn't work out.
Yeah, no. It was a one day thing, a 1 day trial. And then I was dating girls, talking to girls, but I didn't like that. And then high school came. No, 8th grade year, I liked this boy. We was like best friends. But I wasn't really tripping. I was like, oh, it's just a phase.
So you believed yourself that it was like, oh, this is just like, this is pasatiempo, like this is gonna go away.
Yeah. And then 9th grade, I was just doing me. And then before sophomore year, that summer, that's when I came out because it was like, this is who I am. Like, I can't do nothing.
So you finally accepted yourself for being yourself. Period.
The first person, I forgot who the first person I came out to. Yeah, I forgot. But when I told my mom, I was scared. I was real scared. But I just told her, and she was accepting of it.
That's
and then I told
my
grandmother, and she was accepting of it also. So once I got their acceptance, I was like
a relief.
Yeah, because now I don't give a fuck what anybody else gotta say. So yeah, and then I came out. And
but like you, but like you knew since like 5th grade, like it was like a feeling.
I didn't know, but like
it was like a Okay. But what would be like your advice to people who are like in your situation before, like you were like not accepting of yourself, and like were you fearful of coming out, right?
Yeah.
So what would be like your advice to those people who are, were in that situation just as you?
Um. Just be yourself. But there's a lot of people that their parents aren't accepting of it,
Mhm.
so that they just really can't be themselves.
Yeah.
Um, I'ma just honestly just like real raw, just thug it out honestly, cause there's nothing you can do
Yeah.
unless nothing unless you move out. But if you leave living in this household and it's toxic, you're just gonna have to deal with the toxicity, because everybody has to deal with toxicity.
Mm.
I deal with toxicity. I'm sure Shamira deals with
Yeah.
toxicity. It's just something you gotta live and learn. And then if you getting bullied in school, you have to learn how to defend yourself.
Exactly.
If you don't fight back, they gonna just keep picking on you,
You
keep
have to
picking
learn
on you.
how. I feel like you have to learn how to have control.
Uh huh.
You know what I'm saying? And you can't let
Because you can't let everything
affect you.
affect you. Yeah.
Yeah. There's certain things that unfortunately are out of our control, but the
Mhm.
best thing we can do is just put our best foot forward,
Uh huh.
and that's it. You know what I'm saying?
You just got, and if you need a therapist, go get a therapist.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong with getting a therapist.
Right.
I say this from the bottom of my heart. There's nothing wrong with saying that you need help. There's nothing wrong with asking for help.
And it don't have to be a therapist. You could somebody you confide in, a
Exactly.
friend, a family member, a cousin,
Mhm.
a dog, somebody you could just express yourself to.
Yeah, if you feel like if it's too much for you, ask for help. It's okay. Nobody's
Yeah.
gonna judge you for asking for help.
Yeah.
It's okay to ask for help, 100%. So, to our next question. Well, this one kind of, well, you said it. Did you always know?
I didn't know, but I always like had a
Had a
feeling.
suspicion?
Yeah.
Mm. What is one thing people get wrong about you and your community? Do you feel like somebody like people always like misjudge or like missee when it comes to you and also
Yeah.
your community?
So one thing, a lot of people like if I have a straight friend, a lot of people just assume, oh,
Going
they
for him.
right, like or like I want him or something. It's never, oh, that's just his friend, now nothing.
Mm.
It's always, oh, he want him, they doing something, not something. That's from the outside world of people looking in. Um, if I talk to a straight boy, another misconception is if I talk to a straight boy, they they go jump to thinking, oh, I want them,
Mm.
la la la. Half of the time, I don't be one of these niggas. I don't be one of them. But yeah, that's really the main two.
Mm. Is there anything you wish to change about how society views your community, like the LGBTQ plus community?
Um, we just people, honestly. We the
Yeah,
same as you. We all bleed blood. What? I just feel like, what is it to you who's laying in my bed?
literally.
That's really my like the only thing. But then again, a lot of people in the LGBTQIA plus community, they like to do a lot,
Mm.
and so since they like to do a lot, people start assuming shit,
Mm.
and so when people assume shit, they start thinking that
About all of you guys.
thinking that about everybody,
Mm.
and that's the problem.
Yeah.
Cause
Let's try not to get canceled, okay?
yeah, yeah, because I was gonna say some outrageous shit, but yeah, a lot of people just like to do a lot, and then it's a bad image on all of us because not everybody think I'm just like you. I'm not
Mm.
like you because a lot. Okay, I'm gonna just say it. No, I'm not gonna say it.
Okay,
But what
okay.
I am gonna say, it's a lot of gays out here that just be doing a lot. Like I said, they be having. I mean, well, I don't even care because you could have your ass out, but like it's like you doing it. A lot of these people just do it for them for male validation or validation from somebody.
Mm.
And then that goes back to what we were talking about, self love. if you don't love yourself, that's what you're gonna end up doing.
Yeah.
Because you want somebody to love you or
accept you or
yeah,
or praise you.
right. And that's not what it's gonna
I
be.
could definitely say I was somebody who before I was somebody who would seek validation in a sense.
Who?
Not just from like oh males.
Say on my ear.
But it's not anybody specific.
Oh, okay.
Like sometimes I would really try out here to get a praise from like a male person.
Oh, you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But that's where like self love again comes again. It's just like I don't need you to validate me. I'm validating myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I was definitely I was one of them girls.
That's okay. Now you're not. So.
Yeah, I'm not. You know, we live and we learn. We live and we learn and we do better. You always gotta do better. Mm-hmm. Always. But yeah. But you had said something earlier that that your communities are human too. You guys are people, and I definitely agree with that because I feel like there's this conception, there's this idea that God is gonna send you to hell because you're this, you're that.
And if you really read the Bible, nowhere it says that.
I don't think so. Like, listen, I'm not someone who lives by the Bible. I'm not someone who goes to church every Sunday. But I genuinely believe that God will not banish you or disown you or not love you because of who you love. I doubt it.
Because if we really want to get into the Bible, God says to love thy neighbor, and I am the neighbor, so bitch love me.
But like in all seriousness, like I seriously doubt that God is not gonna love you because of who you love. God wants to see you happy, and if loving that person makes you happy, I don't think God's gonna care who the is that you love. Let's move on to how to deal with trauma. But I feel like what we and you have spoken about, me and you have been through some shit for sure, 100%. Oh, yeah, 100%. Like there's no denying that.
But what type of trauma?
We can talk about like just trauma in general, family trauma, stuff like that.
Well, I'm the oldest of 9. Yeah, 9, right? Yeah. So I've definitely been through a lot. I didn't have no father figure. Well, my father wasn't in my life. I had him in my life for like a short period of time, like a year, I could say. Yeah, and then when I came out, he didn't like. When I came out, he didn't really like accept it, I guess. But I didn't care because. But then I also did care because like he's supposed to be my father, so it's like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next question.
Next question. Okay, next question. Well, I have one last more. Have you ever been in love?
No, because
that one is
you
the
can
same
say,
as that
but
one.
you can say it.
How can trauma affect you as a person?
So if you're like,
for me,
this is my opinion.
I'm sorry. For me, I can say that my trauma has definitely made me someone who has trust issues, someone who is afraid of the future for sure. And it's definitely affected me a lot as a person. Like before, I was someone who I did not speak about my feelings at all. I don't care what it was. I would have bottled that shit up until there was a breaking point where everything just came out the wrong way. And it was messed up for me and everybody else that was involved. So, it was messed up for me and everybody that was involved. So, it definitely taught me to express my emotions and express my feelings for sure. But yeah, I can say that's how like my trauma has affected me.
Yeah. Before I started being a real ass bitch, I used to hold in a lot of shit for everybody. But then I started noticing that I don't really care, and that it's taking a toll on me that it shouldn't be taken on me. And so that's when I started letting stuff out, and that's when I started being unfiltered, and that's when I started being raw. So trauma Trauma can teach you a lot of things. Trauma can teach you how to be selfless. Trauma can teach you how to be fearless. Um, but it can also bring trust issues. I also have trust issues. Um, when it comes to men, when it comes to
Bitch, I don't trust
family,
nobody.
yeah. No, I do trust people.
Like, yeah,
It depends.
in the sense where it's just like, I don't trust certain family members. I don't trust certain people. I don't trust certain
Yeah,
friends. Like, it's just like shit where it's just like, if I've been hurt by someone so close in my life,
that's it.
what makes you think I'm really gonna sit up here and trust you?
Right, and that's like them biting the hands that feeds them. Because I was everything to you, and then you gonna come here and break this trust. Like
Yeah.
that's something you just can't get back, and that's something that a lot of people hasn't gotten back,
I
and
can
they won't.
definitely say that trauma can either make you or break you.
Yeah,
And if you let it break you, sorry to tell you, but that's your fault.
right.
Because you, as horrible as it is, you gotta rise up. You gotta do better. You gotta rise up. And if that shit, use that to make you better. Use that to make you a better person. Use that to make you stronger. And as much as it hurts, some of the shit that I've been through, 100% has made me who I am.
Definitely,
Like,
definitely, I agree. It's definitely made me who I am today.
like it's made me want better. It's made me desire better. It's made me want to be better
For me and the people
around me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
next question.
I love that question so much.
And you was over here trying to skip.
Okay, but the last question to end this podcast is: have you ever been in love?
I'll let you answer that first.
No, I have not been in love ever. I've never been in love. I have many firsts to complete in my life. But I think I'm just like kind of really scared of love. I'm scared of like giving myself to a person, like just giving them my everything, my trust, and then just being like let down. I think that's one of the main reasons why I like haven't allowed myself to like really fall in love or stuff like that. But yeah, I've never been in love.
Um, you could say I've been in love.
How did that feel?
at first, at first it felt good. Like it was like, oh, somebody's there for me, somebody cared for me. But then it was like, oh, now I'm starting to peep red flags. But then the love was like it was like kind of like putting a blanket on top of it, and so I was just delusional and blind. But then after like I started like talking to people, they started telling me like, no, this is not right. Like, it's not. This is not what's supposed to be happening. And then I started opening my eyes, and then yeah, and then I stopped that love shit. I don't love people no more.
Oh, don't say that. I think all of
Like
us.
I do, like I love people, but I learned not to love these. These niggas here
They really will play you.
Trifling, yeah. But I feel like I will find love one day.
No, of course. I feel like all of us. Alima once told me this, and I always kept it in mind. She told me that in her religion, that like, the people who you're supposed to like fall in love with and be with forever, like they're all written like in stone or something like that. And that really like made me feel like, oh, like everybody got their own person out there. You know, it's all in due time that you're gonna find your person. And I think you have to be patient, and of course,
you have to be patient.
We're gonna go through our heartbreaks, and of course, we're gonna go through those tough times. But that all leads up to the right moment, to the right person.
And you need to go through all this shit in order to find that person. Because I feel like if you're just so scared to fall in love, or
Hito, that's what I mean.
I am low key. If you're so scared to do all this stuff,
you're gonna stay there,
right? And then when the love of your life do come to you, you're gonna be scared, and you're not gonna fuck with it. You're just gonna be like, nah. And so that's why I feel like life is all about taking risks. If you don't take risks,
100%. I agree
you
that
won't
100%.
learn.
Because I feel like if you don't take the risk, you'll never know what the outcome is. And even if the outcome was shitty, at least you know, oh, right. I did it. It was messy.
Right, you live and you learn.
But I feel like you should always take the risk, always do it, because you never know what the outcome could be. And then you don't want to look back into the future and be like, ah, damn, I don't know what could have been. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's very, very important. It's important to be a risk taker. A risk taker. A riskful person. But yeah, you guys, this has concluded the Shameless Talk with Eddie.
Yeah, the special guest, the one and only.
Yep. Honestly, I'm so excited for you guys to see this podcast because I had so much fun doing it, and it was my first ever guest.
Period.
So,
because I'm the baddest.
Period. We had some, set up problems.
Malfunctions.
We made it through. But yeah, you guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please subscribe, comment, and like, and stay tuned for the next Shameless Talk because there will be many more.
Mm-hmm. And maybe I'll be a co-host one day.
Maybe. But yeah, you guys.
Okay, bye.